Horned Frogs. Joining Coach Jamie Dixon on the dais here is our student athletes Damian Baugh, Chuck O'Bannon Jr., Mike Miles Jr., and Jacoby Coles. Again, if you have a question for the student athletes or the coach, please raise your hand and we'll get you a handheld microphone. Coach, we'll go ahead and start with an opening remark about tonight's game.
Well, first off, Arizona State was unbelievable, especially in that first half. They played like they did the other day, and we withstood a barrage of tough shots that they made. And we talked about that they could do that, and they did. But the character our guys showed in the second half, the commitment to one another, the response, the intensity we brought defensively, changed it. We held them to, I think, 30% in the second half, so that was the difference. But great execution, two great passes by Mike down the stretch, hit Damian for the three, and then Jacoby on the play. Two different options out of the same play, and he made the right pass. Jacoby, an unbelievable shot. Damian led with his. I think he coached the last 2 minutes, Damian. You subbed in. You subbed in a couple guys, and you told the guys that we were. I think you said, "Get a stop here, and we're going to win the game." And that's what you said, and that's what they did. So I'm glad I listened to you.
All right, questions? We'll go down here first in the front row.
Stephen Johnson, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Jacoby, first, just walk us through that final play, and just how big was that for you to have that moment, considering what we talked about earlier, all the stuff you kind of been through this season?
It was a big moment for sure. I mean, it was definitely a good pass by Mike. I figured they was probably going to try to double him, and I just, take the shots I always take. I'm confident in them. And it was a lot of shots today that was flat. And the last one I got it up, and that was the difference. And it went in, and, it was a good shot, and I'm happy for my team. I'm happy for the win.
All right, next question will be in the left side, second row.
Colin Post, Horned Frog Blitz. This is for Mike and Jacoby. Mike, you recruited Jacoby here, and obviously last year I don't think he had the role he was hoping for. Just talk about what he's meant to this team this year, the improvement, and then Jacoby, just talk about kind of that journey for you, not playing too much last year, then coming in and having a moment like this in the NCAA tournament.
Man, it's great. I'm so happy for him, bro. We played 2 years on AAU together. This is like my brother, and I recruited him last year. He didn't have the role he wanted, but this year he's getting the minutes he wanted, and he's stepping up. In the biggest game in his life, he made the game-winning shot. I can't say how much I'm proud of him. He knows how much I'm proud of him. He's worked so hard. So, man, I'm proud of everybody. We were down. We stayed together. We've been through a lot. So that just shows how resilient we are in getting this win.
Yeah, this is my brother, man. I appreciate him, recruiting me coming here. And, like you said, it wasn't the role I wanted last year, but, sometimes you got to fight through adversity. Sometimes you got to get better. There's improvements I had to make. And, this year I just, stepped up for my opportunities. And, everything went right. And, I'm just happy, and I'm happy for our team.
Our next question on the right side in the middle.
Nathan Vu, KCSB Sports. This is a question for Coach Dixon. First off, congratulations on the wild finish. After this tough-fought game, how do you see yourself recuperating with the team and recovering physically and mentally with this tough battle against Gonzaga?
Well, we just had the tournament, and so really you're playing back-to-back. So the way I look at it, we've got plenty of time and plenty of opportunity to get rest and get prepared for Gonzaga. They played right before us. They had a tough game as well, and this is just what we wanted to do. So we're where we want to be, and I think we gained a lot of confidence from this game and a belief and understanding that defense has to win it, and that's what we did in the second half, and rebound in the second half by a good margin too. So those things is what brought us back, and we've got to do that. It's another good example for that going forward for us.
In the front row.
Question for Coach Dixon. You kind of mentioned it earlier. Mike was doing everything in the second half, passing, drawing charges, dunking on guys, all of that. What can you just kind of say about the leadership and just kind of the gritty shot? I know he got banged up at the end of the first half.
Yeah, you could see that he was really taking it on to try to bring us back, willing us to. And Damian's there right there doing that too. And like I said, there was a stretch there where I really liked how we're playing in the second half. Defensively, we're playing so hard, we're getting stops, but it seemed like we wanted to, with 14 minutes left, we had to get it down. We had to score 12 points on a possession, so we just kind of rushed some shots. But I think that just they recognized that, they executed better down the stretch, and our last 5 minutes is how we want to play. So, yeah, really, they're clearly, we've got good leadership, but they're extremely competitive. And I just kind of felt that Mike and Damian were not going to let us lose. that's a good tandem to have.
All right, we're going to stay on the right side, third row.
Brendan Plone for the Denver Post. This one's for Mike. 12 lead changes and each team led by 11. When a game is crazy and hectic as that, kind of what was your message for the guys out there to stay focused and stay composed?
All our messages was just stay together. We had our run to begin the game, and they started making tough shots like they did the first game, and they cut the lead, they got the lead, and we couldn't get back. So in the second half, we decided to try to make them drive a little bit. We knew they weren't going to make the same tough shots, and we stepped it up defensively, and down the stretch, we got buckets. I trusted my teammates, and it was a good win. We're a good team, good players. I love all my teammates.
Second row here on the left.
Colin Post, Horn Frog Blitz. Chuck, it's no secret you haven't shot the ball the way you wanted to this season, but to come on like you have as of late, to shoot the ball well tonight, just talk about your year and how good does it feel you playing this kind of basketball in the NCAA tournament?
Well, the year didn't start out the way I wanted it to, but, I'm just trying to stay together, stay consistent, and this is the best time of the year for shots to fall for me, so I'm just happy that coaches and my teammates stay confident in me so we could get the win.
We'll go on the right side, third row.
Tyler King, Denver Gazette. This question is for Damian. Obviously, Coach mentioned you were kind of coaching the last couple of minutes there. What was your message to the guys after Arizona State hits that game-tying three with about 16 seconds left?
Just stick with it. It's a game of runs. They got to run early, so, it's the end of the game. We're going to score and just get a stop, do the best we can.
Down here in the front row.
Question for Mike. We talked about you guys now have a chance to make even more history, or the opportunity to get to the second weekend, You're playing Gonzaga. I know every game is important, but when you're playing a blue blood like that, does it make you even more excited for the opportunity?
Yeah, I feel like that's the type of team we are. We welcome challenges. We like to step up to big games, and every game today was a big game. Tomorrow's a big game. Every game from now is a big game because we can go home after we lose. So, we're gonna stay ready, get ready, prepare for Gonzaga. We know they're a great team. Got one of the best players in the country in Drew Timme. So prepare for them the right way. Come out with the same intensity and try to get the win.
Stay on the right side over here, third row.
A question for Mike. How important was it for you to get to the free throw line tonight? Obviously, you're 12 of 14. Arizona State's famous alum, James Harden, but you put on a pretty good James Harden impression with your getting to the line as much as you did tonight. How important was that for you, just kind of staying in the rhythm?
It was huge. I'm big on getting to the line, seeing the ball go in. And, as of late, I haven't been getting it, but, I seen I was getting it, so, I just tried to stay aggressive, get to the rim, and try to finish or get the contact and draw the foul. So, I did that, and we got the win.
Left-hand side on the aisle.
I have a question for Jamie, Matt Venezia at Cronkite News. Your team, throughout the season, the best fast break team in the country. The Sun Devils outscored you in that category tonight, and for the most part, held you in check throughout the majority of the game. Can you attribute that to the Sun Devils defensively? What did you see from them throughout the game that led you guys to take it there late?
Yeah, no, part of it was they made shots, so you're not getting a lot of transition opportunities. They had 13 turnovers, so we didn't get a lot of as many deflections. Second half we got some, but they're a good defensive team, and obviously it's not hard to figure out what we do, and we do well. But I don't think it was that we didn't convert in transitions much. I'll have to look at. They're hard to score on. Around the basket, they changed some shots. There's no questions about that. And so that was something that I think, adjusted to as the second half. We started shot faking, getting fouled a little bit more, and that was good. But, when they make the shots, you're not going to get many transition in the first half. It was a low turnover game in the first half as well. I'd like to point out that we only had 5 turnovers, too, so that's a pretty impressive stat that hasn't been touched on. But that's probably where we won the game. But I thought we were getting good shots. Now our shooting percentage doesn't show it. I thought our offense was good, so we made up for it with the 14 offensive rebounds and the 5 turnovers. But we didn't finish around the rim as well, but they had something to do with that.
Up here on the aisle on the right side.
Cameron Curlin, KCSB Sports. Question for the players. Arizona State shot amazing in the first half, but you guys dropped their shooting percentage by nearly 23% in the second half. How did you guys rally around each other to really lock down Arizona State to get yourselves back in the game and get it down to that last shot?
We had to get more aggressive. You know, we knew they were all, except for Frankie, we knew the rest of them were dribble pull-up guys. So we just had to get into them and either make them take the same shots and hope they miss or make them go to the rim. So in the second half, they got kind of tired. You know, we started getting into them again, and they started missing shots. So that was the whole game plan second half when we executed.
Right in front, go ahead.
For Brendan Plone for the Post, for any of the players, did you notice the altitude at all today?
For sure. For sure.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you got it. You want it?
I didn't feel the altitude till the second half, actually, but you know, second half it came to me pretty quick. But when we first got to Denver, we made sure to practice first, you know, to get up and down the court, open up our lungs a little bit. So that definitely helped. And we were told to stay hydrated, and you know, everybody's had water on them at all times, so we were prepared for this game.
We have a question online. We'll go to Dan Tortora. Dan, go ahead. Your line is open to ask the question.
Coach, obviously you've had a lot of success in the NCAA tournament historically, but to do it for your alma mater in these last couple seasons, just how special this is for you and how special this group is this time around.
Well, I mean, the most special thing is for these guys. I mean, they stuck together. I'm just happy for them. Yeah, I mean, something more alma mater and kind of taking over a program that needed to step it up. And so, but most importantly, I mean, these guys stayed together and battled, and they willed themselves to win. And that means a lot to me. So altitude didn't affect me today, so just in case you guys are wondering. I mean, these guys are so connected. They're so in, and we play with so much emotion, and I love that about them. And they put it out there. And yeah, we didn't play great, but we played tough, and we competed, and we figured it out, and we kept battling with a big deficit, and that shows a lot of character and a lot of belief in each other. So that I love.
All right. There are no more. Thank you, Coach. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.